Hello, everyone. I'm Jamie Price. A lot to cover in this video. I want to talk about the Ascension focus this month, the vision I was shown of how our light body is being affected, and how this feeds into future months of the year. There are a lot of synchronicities showing up, and in such an intense time of personal and collective shifting, this is definitely an important time for our focus. Ariane calls this the spiral tightening. I often call it go time, but we are at a time of increased flow, and that gravity is kind of moving us in a direction. And we are meant to get our energy into our lives and into this world to do the light work of anchoring more empowering love on this planet in ways that are appropriate for your unique focus. I want to start with a bit about the eclipses this year. The March eclipses marked a turning point and part of why so much intensity abounds, although this has been going on for a long time and it will continue to be pretty intense because there's a lot of change going on. The overall energy of these eclipses was to balance the inner and outer, or the subtle focus, which is your energy, your inner healing, and your actions into the external world. Mainly, we're relearning inspired and balanced action that follows the subtle instead of forcing it. We are ultimately in the shift between shifts because the next eclipse cycle in September feels somewhat like a flip of our energies. In September, it starts to become more and more imperative that we're aligned with the subtle along with the actions, because force and effort becomes more futile at that time. So here we are in the turning point energies. We're riding the curve as gravity moves life. In essence, we're deepening our blend of inner outer, subtle physical, and we're going with the flow of change in as easy of a way as possible. And to that end, I want to share the focus for this month because the vision I was shown of how the light body is shifting along with this applies to all of this. The focus for this month is allowing. And this is such a powerful lesson of our ascension and working with this vast, subtle engine that builds worlds. Definitely exercise for those of us like me that are a recovering type A personality. And that's part of that relearning the balance of action versus working with the energy of allowing. That doesn't mean take no actions. It's an important lesson because we have to relearn overvaluing physical action and undervaluing subtle focus. We need both of those. We need physical action and we need subtle focus here. Otherwise, we're not honoring that full flow of creation. We aren't blending the human higher self consciously. We're overusing effort and possibly force or control. There are a few ways that I'm being guided for us to focus on allowing this month, and it will actually support the vision that I was shown. The first is allowing any emotions to flow in healthy ways. How do I feel about this? This something in your life, something that's in the collective, etc. Really honoring your human feelings and allowing them to flow, to have their moment in your conscious recognition that it is fine to feel any way about anything. You just don't want to suppress. You don't want to stagnate and stay in that unhealthy emotional flow of suppression. You don't want to densify that emotion. You want to allow, which means transformation. And you do that with the first pillar of ascension, awareness, that actually starts movement. It starts that flow. And emotions are meant to be vast energy in motion. Emotions are a library of information that gather vast resonance and move that energy like a flow of water. So, first focus this month with allowing is allowing your emotions to flow in healthy ways. Sometimes that means you can't focus on it right then in the moment. You have to do that a little later, depending on your circumstance. But you want that to be able to flow in healthy ways so that you can allow transformation to occur. And of course, we're going to work the heart-mind balance with this so that your two most powerful electromagnetic fields are coherent. Because the second focus with allowing is, can I envision a new potential? And this is actually directly related to the first March eclipse in Virgo, which will flip, for lack of a better term for a non-astrologer, lunar eclipse in March, solar eclipse in September. And that's not uncommon with eclipses. It's just how I'm being shown things. So asking yourself, can I envision a new potential? And if that answer is yes, awesome. Allow it to flow. It'll feel inspiring, creative, exciting, etc. If that answer is no, awesome. Allow. Give it up to God, give it up to the universe, to love. You can use I surrender my will to divine will, which releases unhealthy control from your human will and allows healthy flow of your divine will. You don't have to figure everything out. And you can circle it back to emotion, connecting that heart-mind complex. How do I want to feel with this situation? How do I want humanity to feel, etc.? So these months especially are an important time of balancing the inner and the outer. The heart-mind complex is also important with that. And the vision that I was shown of what's shifting in our energetic body as we do this is a profound opening and shift in the back of all of the upper chakras. This affects the soul star, the crown, the third eye, the zeal point, the throat chakra, and the heart chakra. And this is part of that tri-wave brain flow that Ariane's been talking about for a few years now. It amplifies the halo, the wings effect, the light of these chakras opening and enhancing, especially in the back of the body. And that, of course, means more empowerment, more conscious spherical focus, meaning seeing and being more aware rather than just unconscious or conscious, a connected conduit of flow. These are really important times where the subtle is starting to have more and more of an effect with us as we balance our energetic, anchoring more of that higher self, anchoring more of that resonance with a broader spectrum. And this time we're in a turning point of that subtle having even more and more of an effect, where you'll start to see more synchronicities, more expansion if you're doing the work of utilizing that subtle flow and balancing that with the important physical flow as well, because we're still here in physical density. I do want to remind you that I will be at the Lemurian Life Expo in Mount Shasta, California. That's in August. And I'm doing a class actually that is really supportive of that heart-mind balance. So this is in August. I'm doing a class that will open your Lemurian gifts, which is connected to that heart-mind balance. It's connected to our telepathy, which is our balance of telepathy and empathy. And this class is available online or in person. And so you can find that link below. And I will also be at the channel panel in November in Princeton, West Virginia, in the beautiful mountains there. That event is online also and in person. Both of them are online and in person. But in November, my workshop is only in person at that event. Amazing channels at both of those events. So check out the links below for more information on those. I hope to see you in Mount Shasta in August and in the beautiful mountains of Princeton, West Virginia in November. Also, I'm teaching light language and crystalline soul healing online, so check out my website for those dates as well. It's been really busy year, pretty intense at times, especially with all of the energy that we're going through. So, before I do a crystalline soul healing and light language transmission to support your allowing, I want to give you an intention for the month. The focus this month is I allow my divinity to create. I allow my divinity to create. You could say my divine nature or my higher self, my connected self, but this is going to connect into the overall energies, especially through this time until that September eclipse window is culminating, even though that's not the only time frame or purpose, or, we obviously have eclipses about every 6 months. So yet this time is definitely a very intense and important time. I allow my divinity to create. Use it often throughout the month. Let the awareness of your emotions flow. Let the mental focus of new potentials flow and envision those new potentials as you allow your divinity, your higher self, the non-physical, subtle you to guide your magnificent and cherished human self through this profound turning point of humanity. I hope you have a powerful May and enjoy the crystalline soul healing and light language. Hemnera tokoara kamp antat unend. Mramahakrandat il reneshterut sum charukment het nimes urutum. Brumhakranat ansakurore til renandat shamtarut memb. Krendat hinet urum sancharut okuret til. Krand hamdarat ansuchurumat nim. Bror hakrandat ham alel nend. Mnamak antan sharit unum seshtorit. Glel hirtim ankraur hatat mna. Brem heshtenit sun sharak mamtat ind. Grel hirktendut sancharat nundet. Mrahktandat emsochumrat, danet nankrod nubdar hod nilhritin, brumhem tirk chakrandat in. Hana orant sancharamap tianat, grel harktandat nensuminim. Amnorma, nim hakrandat nem. Bral harkrandat nim amneratakwa, gredhem nem tat nansukurumtat. Grel numat num shataknendet nin, awaramtad akrel hernandat nem sucharamt, nem hakrot non hanieratanduma. Brumakrandat ham sucharakrandat inin, nem neratan sachakret hellernand, mnom hakrandat nem suchurumtand egrand, mnamdat anand sayret lel nanat ea. Hamrar kanandat ham shreiraknendet hin, mnomak ankayamat unum sachar.